You already know what it is. GMOG Media TV back with another one. All right, so it's definitely official, according to Michael Benson, which I'll show you guys right here, that according to WBC President Mauricio Suleiman, by way of Michael Benson, said it's understanding that Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence rematch will not be happening next, and they are now giving Crawford's team time to figure out his next move. Well, those of you who follow the sport of boxing and follow the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence saga, especially during their first fight, this is not surprising, with all the things that Errol Spence has been going through, coming into the fight, allegedly with the rib injury, eye surgery, right? Not having the best training camp, just a plethora amount of excuses. And the fact that, like I say, he just had a recent eye surgery. The rematch was few and far in between. Basically, it wasn't going to happen anytime soon. I've already predicted that. And like I said, according to Mauricio Suleiman, by way of Michael Benson, it is official that they will not be fighting next. So that means Terence Crawford is out in ground zero looking for a fight. Now, we all know that Terence Crawford has been calling out Canelo Alvarez ever since he beat and annihilated Errol Spence Jr. Now, recent reports and recent interview, of Canelo Alvarez, he basically dismissed the matchup between himself and Terence Crawford by saying he has everything to lose fighting Terence Crawford. He would get no credit for fighting a smaller fighter because if he beats Terence Crawford, they'll say he's too small. So he already dismissed Terence Crawford as being his next opponent or even just opponent, period. So it looks like Canelo Alvarez will not be fighting Terence Crawford at all, period. So what does that mean for Terence Crawford? Right? So we know that him fighting or the rematch of Errol Spence is out of the picture. That's not happening. Him fighting Canelo Alvarez, that's not happening either. Right? So what do you do? Now, you're supposedly still at 147. Who is the opponent that people want to see you fight next? You guessed it, Jaron Booz Ennis. A guy that you recently dismissed, saying that you're only looking for big money fights, legacy fights. Because you're 36 going on 37. You're up in age. You're looking for big money fights. Now, that's understandable because you are up in age. Right? But at the same time, I'd say just give this guy an opportunity. I'm hearing on the business side of things that people are not willing to pay, meaning promoters are not willing to pay the amount of money to, just basically generate this fight because it will not have the same level of fanfare versus a Canelo Alvarez. Obviously, Canelo is a mega superstar. So promoters are not willing to put up the money to pay Terence versus Jaron Booz Ennis. And the fact that Jaron Booz Ennis is having some legal issues with his former promoter who recently passed away. So he's going through some issues as well and trying to basically settle his feet business-wise and get himself busy with his next fight. Rumored has it was Mario Barrios. Now it's looking like his IBF mandatory Cody Cloudy, right? A Canadian fighter who is, I believe, ranked number 1 in the IBF rankings. So, yeah, man, Terence Crawford is in ground zero, man. We don't, he's the complete opposite of Canelo because Canelo can pick and choose who he wants to fight, like literally pick and choose who he wants to fight. Unlike Terence Crawford, he has to really be extremely cautious and extremely selective on who he needs to fight next. Because, again, Terence Crawford is looking for big money fights. Who is the biggest money fight out there besides Canelo Alvarez? The next potential opponent after he gets done taking care of Keith Thurman would be Tim Tszyu at 154, right? That's a good fight. Another opponent at the next weight class up, which is 160, is GMOGFitness, right? And he could become undisputed in that division as well. So, Terrence, you got some options, buddy. You definitely got some options to pick and choose who you want to fight. The question is, there's actually two questions. The next fight, will it be the fight that you want that's going to give you the money that you're looking for, and also who is willing to pay you the amount of money that you're looking for, right? And so, yeah, that's pretty much the next thing, man. You know, that's the next thing. But like I said, we all know, we know officially that Terence Bud Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. is officially dead and out of the picture. Period. That fight is not happening. So we'll see what's next for Terence Bud Crawford. We shall see. And I don't want to hear anybody on Terence Crawford's team still calling out Canelo, because that fight ain't happening. So if it ain't Boots, if it ain't Tim Tszyu, who I'm picking to win, I'm picking to him to annihilate Keith Thurman. If it ain't, Boots, Tim Tszyu, GMOGFitness, I could just name those three fighters off the top of my head. Then man. Hey, don't wait too long, because you don't want to be inactive for over a year without no fights, and you're pushing 30. You're mid 30s. You're 36, 37 years old. You need a fight or two. You know what I'm saying? Before you really call it quits. So we'll see what happens, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below. Till next time, signing out. Peace.